Stations will be one of the most important components of the Honolulu transit system. During peak travel times, thousands of commuters each hour will be accessing the system through the stations. So it's important to balance the important aspects of accessibility and safety. Now, the first station won't be ready for use until 2012, but planning is already well underway to be sure that they are safe. Public safety expert Art Hushen recently led an intensive workshop for planners, architects, and police in Honolulu. Art is one of the nation's leading figures in the principles and practices of crime prevention through environmental design. They discussed safety measures like barriers, walls, fencing, as well as more subtle but equally effective measures like lighting, colors, and landscaping. We caught up with Art at the workshop a few weeks ago for this short interview.
We want people to use public transportation. We talk about the problems with fuel and energy and automobiles. We're looking at alternate modes of transportation. I mean, public transportation is great for everyone. It gets people into the downtown. I mean, we eliminate some of the accidents we have. We find so many positive things about it, but we have to design it safely and use good design strategies, not just from law enforcement, but from our engineers, our designers, our planners, our landscape architects, all being involved in the safety to promote use of that site or use of our public transportation. Law enforcement being involved now with city planners and designers, setting new codes, special districts, applying CPTED and zoning codes. It's been a fascinating process to see the different professions come together, like police, engineers, lighting engineers, all working to create a safe environment and just blending all those strategies in together. My involvement was through the City of Tampa, assigned to the Special Operations Bureau, and what we did, we created special CPTED districts where we call them overlay districts. We overlaid additional zoning codes or removed zoning codes to apply our strategies. So kind of went a neighborhood by neighborhood approach, whether it's going to be multifamily, commercial, retail, mixed use on the site, but trying to create a safe environment that everyone would feel comfortable walking in, adding a lighting plan to that as well, our lighting initiative. Just residents feel like this is a great neighborhood. And we see more movement, people walking at night, people out at nighttime, which in turn, they reclaim ownership of their neighborhoods. And we find our role begins to diminish because now people actually police themselves and call us only if there's an emergency. So it's a nice thing to have because now law enforcement can respond to those 911 calls where residents kind of watch what's happening and the offender just can't survive in that neighborhood anymore. Homeland security, we've been very fortunate in the U.S. We saw in the UK and Spain where public transportation was targeted. And so that always has to stay in the back of your head, what if? And that's where Homeland Security comes in. They have to look at each site and go, what if an event occurs here? What are we going to do? How can we mitigate it somehow? CPTED's a good tool to have and attach to their belt. And you can see now where Homeland Security and the different groups, FEMA or DHS, are starting to look at CPTED strategies and apply them in their security planning. Public art is just, it serves us in so many ways as far as the color of our artwork, the placement of our artwork, temporary or permanent artwork, bringing eyes to that site, movement indicators, directional indicators, ownership. You can talk about historical value of a site by your public art, a bit of history attached to it. Public art standards now are requirements in our parking structures, tile work, murals on the wall, everything to bring the feeling of something's happening here, you know, something's occurring. And if I get people to look down a site through the use of public art, I mean, we brought more eyes to that site. So public art, color, and lighting all blend in very positively.
Well, the CPTED program isn't new to the Honolulu Police Department. We've been working with that type of strategy, I should say, for quite some number of years. The whole idea of this is to improve the quality of life for not only the members of the community, but for our police officers as well.